Now, Keeley, can you talk a little bit about your successes here at Thiel as a science student?
Yes, so I have two majors and a minor. I am an applied physics and computer science major with a mathematics minor. So that keeps me pretty busy. I have a lot of classes that I have to take, and almost every semester I've taken 18 credits. But apart from that, I try to stay involved in different activities. I'm president of Kappa Mu Epsilon right now, and I've been editor-in-chief of the newspaper since the end of my freshman year. This year, I've currently stepped back from that to train the next editor-in-chief. So that's pretty exciting for me and for him.
Absolutely. Now, how do you balance your time with so much going on?
Well, I'm very detail-oriented. So I actually have 3 different schedules that have everything on them. That way, no matter where I am on campus or off of campus, if something comes up that I need to plan, I have access to a schedule. I use my phone schedule to send me reminders to go to meetings. If that didn't happen, I would miss a lot of things.
Well, of course.
A lot. And I also use my day planner to specifically plan out all the homework that I need to do and make sure I get that done before I have evening activities and evening meetings.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, this past summer, you had an internship at the Max Planck Institute. It's extremely prestigious, of course, and it speaks to your talents. So can you tell me a little bit about the experience?
Yes, so that was an REU, which stands for Research Experience for Undergraduates. They're very popular for people in science fields who intend to go to graduate school. If you come from a small college, you actually pretty much have to get one to be able to get into graduate school, because they show that you can do research in group settings and allow you to get letters of recommendation from people at major universities. So the one that I applied to, hundreds of people all over the country apply to it every year. They picked 12 or 13 last year, I believe, and they send people all over Europe, and this past year, summer, they sent 2 people to Japan as well. So hundreds of people, and I was one of 12, which was very exciting.
Absolutely.
I got sent to Hanover, Germany to work at the Max Planck Institute, like you said. And while I was there, I did research on the LISA Pathfinder, which is a precursor to the full ELISA mission, which is designed to send a full-scale gravitational wave detector into space. So that was very exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, it's like you mentioned before, you worked in the Talentian. It's a feather in your cap to actually, work on the physics side and, the humanities side. Now, how do you kind of mesh that together and mix that together so effortlessly?
So a lot of people are really surprised when I tell them that I'm editor-in-chief of the newspaper and an applied physics major. It's something that's very surprising to people.
Of course.
But I've always really liked writing. In high school, I was part of a writing club. And I've always been into humanities. I like taking pictures and photography and do that a lot with my family. So the newspaper seemed like a good fit for me as a freshman. And I started out deciding I was just going to take pictures for it. And then the current editor-in-chief of the time asked me if I would also like to write. And I didn't want to tell her no. So I said, okay, sure. Ended up loving it. And a couple weeks later, one of the editors quit. And the editor-in-chief asked everybody on staff if anyone wanted to be an editor, and I said, sure, why not? So that's where I got started, and I just fell in love with it, all because I said, sure, I'll give it a try.
Definitely. It's like that perfect situation,
Yeah, it is.
It was like destiny at itself.
And it's really nice because it gives me a creative outlet.
Of course.
A lot of times in sciences, I'm doing math and science homework a lot, which is very time-consuming.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to have an excuse to sit down and write something for fun or go out and take pictures, because without that I might not get the excuse.
Exactly, that creative side, that kind of, it's like relaxing. It's like, hey, I'm taking a little break from everything. Now, of course, you're clearly one of Thiel's top students. What does the future hold for you?
Well, right now I'm thinking I will go to University of Arizona next year to study computer engineering. I got offered a TA position there for next year. Perfect. So I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple more colleges, but University of Arizona was one of my top choices anyway. So I'm very pleased that they're going to offer me money.
Of course, yeah, money is nice.
And it'll be warm there. So I checked the weather today, and it is 80-some degrees in Tucson right now.
Perfect, perfect. So it's a nice little change from Greenville.
Yes, I'm very excited for that, especially after the winter we just had.